Ohio Buckeyes win 52-17 in the season opener against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Now, the score was deceptive of how this game was played. 52-17, you might think, wow, Ohio State really beat down on Nebraska this game. Not necessarily the case, although kind of. The score is not depicted of how this game was played at all. But before I give you my thoughts, I call this my record pillow. All right, so we're just going to give a nice 1 and 0. Buckeye football's back, baby, and do we have a lot to talk about? What's up, Tailgaters? My name is Tailgate Nate. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the first OSFR of the season. OSFR, what is that? That stands for Ohio State Fan Reaction. I'm going to be doing one of these after every single Ohio State football game, just give you my thoughts on the game that we just watched. So, coming into this game, it's the big noon game on Fox. Ohio State, one of the best teams in the country, expected to compete for the national title hopes everywhere for this Ohio State team. And for Nebraska, not much expected from the Cornhuskers, but a step up definitely for Nebraska was expected out of them this year. And the way I'm going to talk about them, again, Nebraska did not play bad in this game. So let's just go ahead and give you my thoughts on how the game started. So Nebraska goes ahead and wins the toss, and they say, hey, let's put our strength on the field in our offense. Our offense is experienced. We know what they can do. Let's put them on the field first. Take the risk of giving Ohio State the ball the second half, because if you don't score your first possession, it could be a long day, especially knowing what this Ohio State offense was capable of doing. Well, Nebraska goes down and scores in 4 plays, a 75-yard drive, doesn't even take 2 minutes off the clock. A big thanks to Adrian Martinez, but Luke McCaffrey, a 47-yard run to set up first and goal at the Ohio State 10, in which Adrian Martinez punched it in, 7-0. Nebraska fans are like, oh, yes, there's a glimmer of hope. But Ohio State scores in the next possession. Again, it's their slow, methodical moving drive. Justin Fields being Justin Fields. Going down scores, Master Teague punches it in from the 1-yard line. It's a tie game. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, this has the makings of a pretty good game. Nebraska is not playing as bad as I thought. Nebraska ended up punting their next possession, and Ohio State goes down to score again. This time it is a Justin Fields pass to Garrett Wilson, an absolutely phenomenal ball placed right in his hands, 42-yard pass. It's 14-7. After both teams punt the ball, now a couple times we have reached the end of the first quarter, and it's 14-7 Ohio State. Ohio State punts it early in the second quarter, and what does Nebraska do? It's Adrian Martinez and Luke McCaffrey, sprinkle in a little bit of Dedrick Mills, and you got yourself a touchdown drive. It's Dedrick Mills for the 3-yard touchdown run. It's 14-0. But at this point, I'm thinking, okay, Justin Fields is doing everything. Is there anyone else playing on the Ohio State team? I mean, don't get me wrong. Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson were disgusting in this game. They were phenomenal. But the running game, it wasn't there. I'll get to that when I finish talking about this game, about my concerns for this team, of which I have quite a bit. So then Ohio State goes down, scores a field goal. Nebraska holds them. It's a Blake Hobbill 34-yard field goal, 17-14. Nebraska ends up punting their next possession, and then Ohio State goes down before the half, scores a touchdown in 5 plays, 46 yards in minute 15. Master Teague gets the ball in for a 6-yard touchdown. And by the way, this drive had Justin Fields' only incomplete pass, and it was when Chris Olave just got popped in the end zone. It was totally Chris Olave's fault, but he landed on his back awkwardly, just dropped the ball. I mean, that's a hard ball to hold on to. When you get upended like that and land on your back, 99% of the time, or I shouldn't say that, but 75% of the time, you're not going to hold on to that football just by dropping it. But it was Chris Olave's fault, but Ohio State still capitalizes with Master Teague. So that takes us to halftime. And by this time, I'm thinking, okay, we have the momentum going into halftime. And coming out of halftime, we get the ball first. Justin Fields' 17-yard touchdown run, putting on a spin move on the Nebraska defenders that are on the 3-yard line to get into the end zone. And now, if you're a Nebraska fan, you're thinking, okay, we just got to score and keep this game close. We just got to score, keep this game close. Don't let Ohio State get any momentum. It's 2nd and 3 at the Ohio State 45-yard line. Nebraska is putting together a drive with Adrian Martinez, again, doing pretty much all he can, trying to make a play, and while trying to switch hands, he drops the ball. They say it was forced by Jonathan Cooper, but really Adrian Martinez just dropped the ball, recovered by Sevyn Banks, returned 55 yards for a touchdown. It's 38-17. So Nebraska's going to get the ball back, and now you're thinking, if you're a Nebraska fan, oh God, this is not good. As you're an Ohio State fan, you're thinking, yes, we have all the defensive momentum. Let's get a stop here. Nebraska puts together a pretty good drive, and they get a chip shot 22-yard field goal as Ohio State holds them on consecutive 1st, 2nd, and 3rd and goals. Then what happens there? The next drive, something unexpected happens. Ohio State fumbles the ball. And Chris Olave got popped. Chris Olave got absolutely lit up on this play. It was, I'm wishing the best for Chris Olave. He did not play the rest of the game after a hit like this. But again, the immediate action, Nebraska recovers it. It was a hit. It was a hit. And the one thing I'd say about Nebraska, too, is the refs were throwing targeting flags like ever on Nebraska. I think they had like 3 flags thrown for targeting, and 2 of them were confirmed. Now, there was some shoddy officiating in this game. There was some just bad calls, and a lot of them were the throwing flags on targeting. But Chris Olave got hit. Like, it was a hit. Next couple possessions, Nebraska punts. Ohio State goes down, scores a touchdown. Again, 7-play, 42 yards. 1st and goal, Nebraska 5. Jackson Smith and Jigba with an absolutely phenomenal catch. His entire leg was out of bounds, and he had the awareness to correct himself and get a foot in bounds. Phenomenal catch. This kid is going to be phenomenal. Really excited about him. I'm also a little disappointed I didn't see Julian Fleming more in this game, but Jackson Smith and Jigba, after getting absolutely lit up on a hit before, it was a pass incomplete. Jackson Smith and Jigba got hit in the head. That play, I think, was thrown for targeting as well. So Ohio State, again, goes forward. What a throw by Justin Fields. What a catch by Njigba. What awareness to get the foot in bounds. It's 45-17. So now what happens? Nebraska is making the switch to quarterback and Luke McCaffrey. And Luke McCaffrey fumbles the ball. Except this time he didn't drop it. This one looks like it was forced by Dallas Grant, recovered by Josh Proctor. Ohio State ended up punting their next possession, as did Nebraska. But Ohio State puts in the backup quarterback and Jack Miller. He runs for a 2-yard score, and that's the end of it. Ohio State wins 52-17. Now let's talk about my concerns. Throughout this entire game, as I was watching, the Ohio State defense, we're going to start with the defense because I have less concerns on the defense. The passing defense was good. I feel very good about how our passing defense played. We didn't really let Adrian Martinez get comfortable, although the 3 incompletions might sway you otherwise. We played a lot of zone in this game, not a whole lot of man-to-man, and this was the defensive coordinator just trying to test out, what we have because we just lost so many defensive players. We won the line quite a bit on that defensive front, which I'm happy about. Again, the defensive tackle position is a bit of a question mark for me, but I feel like later down the road we should be fine. Now let's talk about the offense, because I have some major concerns about this offense, and I'm going to start with the offensive line. I just talked about how the defensive line won the battle up there against Nebraska's experienced offensive line for the most part. But our offensive line didn't really win much, and coincidentally that we just couldn't get the running attack going. You're not going to get the running attack going unless your offensive line is blocking and creating holes. Justin Fields, I believe, got sacked 4 or 5 times in this game. Our offensive line has to do better at blocking and creating holes for the running back. We have to win the line of scrimmage on offense if we're going to compete for a national title. We just have to. Now, I know our offensive line has some questions this year, but we have to get it together. There's a big game coming up against Penn State, and I know Penn State just lost, but we have to be ready for the Nittany Lions. We have to. It is paramount that we are ready for the Nittany Lions, because I don't care if there aren't fans in the stands. There's the decibel meter, whatever, that the Big Ten is doing to create crowd noise. We have to be ready for Penn State. Now, coming off of the offensive line, who's our running back? Who? Because at points it looked like Master Teague was the guy. At points it looked like Trey Sermon was the guy. And at points it even looked like Steel Chambers was the guy. I bet if Marcus Crowley was playing this game, at points it would look like he's the guy as well. We cannot rely on Justin Fields to throw the ball and run the ball as well, because God forbid if he gets hurt. Right now, it looks like Ohio State's screwed. So who's it going to be? Master Teague's obviously going to be the starter, and I do believe he got the majority of stuff today, although I do think Trey Sermon did get one extra carry than Master Teague. But I was not impressed with our running backs at all this game. I think Nebraska might have even outrushed us in this game, which is another thing I have on the defense, is they have to be able to defend the run. The run is a thing with the zone defense that's going to be a problem, especially with the quarterback sneak. It was the quarterback draw, the quarterback sneak, quarterback option, whatever, that really killed us in this game and what allowed Nebraska to get at least some momentum in some of their drives. Our defense clutched up towards the end, and I think we can fix that quite easily. That offensive line, though, we got to get on that fast. Because against a team like Nebraska, they did have some experienced guys, but we're going to take it 3 steps up when we play Penn State next week. We have to be ready for their attack, and I don't want to hear, well, they're going to be without Micah Parsons, so you're fine. Yeah, they still have some great defenders. Shaka Toney is a great safety as well. Justin Fields has to be ready for him. We just got to be ready, and the running game has to get going, because what makes Justin Fields so dangerous, what made him so dangerous last year, is that you had to account for Justin Fields, of course, but then when you accounted for Justin Fields, you then had to account for J.K. Dobbins, who was absolutely amazing last year. I don't know that we're going to be able to replace J.K. Dobbins in the coming future, but Master Teague looks like he's going to be the guy. Trey Sermon looks like he's going to be there for support. Steel Chambers and Marcus Crowley are good backups, but we need a guy besides Justin Fields that is able to run the football, and that is my major concern with this team, at least from what I saw against Nebraska, is where's the running attack? I hope they can answer me next week, because it's got to get fixed. But regardless, we still win 52-17. I want to give a lot of credit to Nebraska. I feel like they played well in this game. Again, the score was just not indicative of how this game was played at all. Nebraska played one hell of a first half. Second half, again, Ohio State just did their thing and took over, and there were some mistakes in there made by Nebraska that I think they can get fixed. I think Luke McCaffrey is going to be an absolutely phenomenal quarterback. I think they should just keep giving him minutes. I think it's only going to benefit Luke McCaffrey and the Nebraska system, but they have to decide on the quarterback over there in Nebraska. But Ohio State comes out of this one alive, a big test next week against the Penn State Nittany Lions. That's going to be a fun one. Halloween night, cardboard cutouts, going to see what costumes are in there. But my concerns, again, the offensive line. I should really say both lines, right? The running attack for the defense, offensive line, and who's that running back for Ohio State. And it might be 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. But we definitely have to get that going against Penn State. Game 1. I don't think I could be happier, because Buckeye football is back. I was so happy being able to watch my guys play football after it looked like we might not get any football at all. This is really exciting. We're going to have to see how the season plays out again with COVID and weirdness, and you never know what's going to happen this season. I'm happy we get the win. Again, I talked about it. We have things to fix. That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this OSFR. If you did, please leave a comment down below telling me what you enjoyed about it and how I can improve this format. Also, be sure to leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're brand new to the channel or you just enjoy my content. Turn that notification bell so you do not miss an upload. And you can join Tailgate Nation. I already said it, but leave a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts on this video and tell me if you liked it. Ohio State again wins 52-17 over the Nebraska Cornhuskers in the season opener. Next week is Penn State. That'll be a big one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to play hard and tailgate harder. Go Buckeyes. I'll see all you guys next week with another OSFR. Goodbye.